Now, was the Bronx, when you lived in the Bronx, how long did you live in the Bronx for?
Well, shit, till 65.
Till 65?
Yeah, because I couldn't take the old man anymore. You know, my oldest brother, he was in the army. He got drafted in the army, and my brother Mike, he joined the Marines.
Mm.
So now I was left alone with my father.
Right.
Oh man, he was a miserable bastard that never had anything good to say about anybody except himself. You know, and I just couldn't take it. You know, I'd rather be in the fucking military than sit around with him.
So when you left for the military, did he still run his like restaurant? Yeah, he still was there running his restaurant.
Yeah. Well, I should say barely because the city wanted the property. They wanted to build a big thing. So just before I left, they bought them out. So it wasn't until after I was in the military already and my oldest brother got out that them two opened a place up in Westchester, New York.
Oh yeah.
Or in Irvington, New York, actually. So he was kind of on the tail end of that one at the time I left, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't stay with him anymore. Uh, I'd have probably fucking killed him, to be honest with you. You know.
So when you got out of the military, you went back to New York?
Yeah. You know, I was back from Vietnam. You know, it was like it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
You know.
Vietnam, the whole saga in itself.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the last time I got medevaced out from there, I got flown to St. Albans Hospital in New York, and then I got discharged from there, you know, and it was like, first I'm here, and now I'm there. I'm back home.
Right. Now what?
And it was like, you know, it took a long time for me to catch up.
Well, yeah, I would think it's just two different worlds. Right?
Yeah, and
yeah, going from trying to survive to like ending up just back at home, like, yeah.
Yeah, well, my thing in Vietnam, I wasn't stationed on land. I was stationed on the USS Valley Forge, which was LPH, a landing platform helicopter. It's like an aircraft carrier that has helicopters, you know. And we'd sail between Da Nang and Con Thien, or the DMZ, back and forth. And whenever intelligence would spot heavy concentrations of troops, they'd send us in to go kill them. You know, like, I mean, they're not going to send us out for like 20 or 30 guys. They're going to send us out for 200-300, you know, at a time. So it's every time my boots hit the ground in Vietnam, it was in the middle of shit. Have you ever seen that Apocalypse Now movie and you see the helicopters and everything's going fucking crazy?
Yeah.
That was it every time I hit the ground out there, you know.
Wow. And to go from that to all of a sudden, fuck, you're back home, like, the fuck, no. It's completely different, you know.
The whole experience was like so surreal.
Yeah, very surreal. Yeah, I would imagine.
You know, I know, it was so like, our outfit's lost a lot of guys, you know, real early on, and so I got like used to it, if you ever get used to it.
Right.
You know, I don't think I'm used to it yet, you know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you'd find ways to cope.
Yeah, well, anyway, so now I find myself like, I never thought for one I'd ever see home again, you know. And now it's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Right.
So I kind of got lassoed into opening a restaurant with my father. Again, you know, my brother was taking care of the one that
Westchester or whatever.
that they did, you know. And then we opened this other place. And next thing I knew, I was stuck in a routine that I didn't want to be into, you know.
Right.
I'm like, why? I'm the old man again.
Well, yeah, well, you're probably thinking, I fucking joined the service and get the fuck away from this,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Jesus.
But now I'm with this guy again, and I'm like, maybe I should go back, you know,
Yeah.
go back to Vietnam. It's even better, you know. But anyway, I guess that's what really got me going with the tattoo thing, because I really didn't want to be with the restaurant with the old man, you know.
It's good incentive to do something else. What do I want to do? Well, I dig tattooing, you know?
Well, you know,
How old were you at this time?
huh?
How old were you at this time when you were like when you got back from Vietnam?
20.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
Still young,
Yeah.
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 So this was 1970 now, I'm jumping to. And I got my box that came with my tattoo shit from Zeiss.
Yeah.
Nice. What did you get? Do you remember the models you got?
Yeah, I got 4 of the liners that, or you got 1 liner and 3 shaders, you know.
The shading fixes everything.
Well,
And you know, you got the picture of one of those
Yeah.
ice machines.
Yeah, I got a
and on your poster.
Mhm, with the straight arm.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember you telling me you fucking hated those things.
Oh man.
Because they were just pieces of shit.
Yeah. But I didn't know that at the time.
Right, yeah,
you know.
yeah. Who knew?
When I got to learn, I learned how to fucking tattoo with those things, you know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, so you got that kit.
yeah. So yeah, it was like I didn't even get the shit out of the box, you know, tattoo me. So I did a fucking tattoo that night, you know, but
Nice.
only the outline, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember, like, you know, how far did the needles
There's a
come
lot.
out? You know, how did it go? How fast was the machine running?
'Cause you're thinking back from when you got tattooed.
That's the only thing I had to go by.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. No, I know. Yeah.
So, but I remember I put an eagle. You know, I had a eagle. They came with like 3 stencils. You know.
Yeah.
Had an eagle. I had one of these old gals. You know.
Yeah,
The
like
lady had,
the
you
girl
know,
head.
yeah.
Yeah, the little the old gal heads, and I think there was a heart and a ribbon kind of a thing.
3 most popular designs
Yeah.
included with this kit.
Yeah.
So I, you know, okay, well, I'll do it on your leg, you know. So I shaved the guy's leg and all that shit, you know, the kid, and I put the stencil on, you know, and I must have had that thing running out 1/4 of an inch, man, you know,
Sheesh.
fucking needle or better,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You gotta see where you're going.
Yeah, well, the thing was, and I'm riding the fucking tube, man, you know.
I feel it right now.
Yeah.
So I put this, you know, outline of this fucking eagle on there, and that was as much as he could stand, right, you know. And I mean, it was like blood running down the fucking leg. It was, you know. And it was like, it scabbed up pretty good, you know, and by the time the scab fell off, it looked like I put it on with a Sharpie, you know. I mean, the lines were so fat, you know, on the thing. You couldn't really tell what it was. Eventually I covered it up later, but, you know.
Yeah.
It was just like later on I learned how to finesse the shit, you know, and yeah.
You'd be like, oh, that'll be $2. Go borrow it from Ross.
Yeah. Ross is good for it.
Yeah, he's good for it.
Yeah. No, by that time, Ross, he got himself killed in riding a bull in a rodeo.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah.
Damn.
The end of Ross's legacy.
Well,
Yeah.
Boy, that girl was really dancing on that bull.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There was like horses and shit. There was a horse stable up where, you know, you go horseback ride, like a riding academy thing, you know.
Right.
He got a job cleaning up, and the fucking horse kicked him one time.
Ooh.
Then he got pissed off, and he took a broomstick and stuck out of the horse's ass. You know?
what?
Yeah.
I don't think the horse liked that.
That's
No, that
not
was the-
the way to handle that at all.
I mean, he's a,
It's a good way to get kicked the second
man.
time.
Yeah, I'm thinking. You know, it's a good way to get kicked again, yeah.
So were you getting tattooed while you were doing tattoos, or who were you able to pick some brains about
Nobody.
just on your own?
Just
Zeiss?
whatever that. And let me tell you, that course was pretty worthless.
Yeah.
They even had one of the lessons on there, was how to hypnotize your client.
Oh, yeah.
Right? How to hypnotize them so it wouldn't hurt. Right?
Yeah.
You had to figure that out, right? So.
I've seen the catalogs before. I've seen the correspondence course. I think Sailor Cam was showing me his record of it. And he's got the whole thing, and it's all just typed out, know. And like there's like lesson 1, lesson 2, and maybe an illustration or something here and there. But
yeah, there's very, very, not very comprehensive
yeah,
at all.
was it mostly just typed letters? Or was
That's
there,
all it was.
Yeah,
and they were kind of in like a little folder,
Yep.
Each one,
Yeah.
like a little orange folder or red folder or something,
I can't imagine doing that just as reading text. I mean, and I had the Spalding A to Z was like still, like that's how I was shown without, like here, check it out. Here's how to draw a
It's
dragon.
kind of funny. I love this because it's like you had the older stuff, and then I did very similar to you with the S&W stuff at Long Island.
That was blowing my mind.
S&W, and then you just did the Spalding and Rogers stuff. So
you just Stanley and Walter.
Yeah, the S&W equipment. My dad actually co-signed a loan for me to get their kit.
Wow.
And it came with like a little, type instruction book, but it actually had a diagram of a machine too. And it came with 2 machines, But it's interesting. I love the generational,
Yeah.
Zeiss,
cool.
S&W, and then
Spalding and Rogers.
Spalding and Rogers.
Yeah.
I went. They were like in Amityville, or.
Spalding and Rogers?
No, Moskowitz.
Was it? I thought it was Long Island. Maybe I could.
They
It's
were
been so long.
It is Amityville, Long Island.
Okay, yeah.
Or it was next to Amityville. One of the.
Yeah, because I remember it came from because I was up in Poughkeepsie, and I was all excited, to get tattoo stuff.
Well, I remember there was me and a couple of guys. Actually, the one of them was the guy that I tattooed the fucking eagle on his leg. We took a trip out there to get tattooed by Stanley and Walter.
Oh, no kidding! Wow, yeah.
And it was about a 3-hour fucking ride for us, and we got there, they were closed,
Oh, jeez.
they were closed that, if it was a Monday, they were closed Monday.
Right.
So they had an emergency thing on it, so I called a number, and oh man, there's 3 of us who want to get tattooed. I'll come back tomorrow, So we didn't get tattooed, but then it was later on that I realized that was lucky that I didn't get tattooed by them because they sucked. They weren't very skillful.
Well,
I saw some tattoos they did. I go, oh man, I'm glad I didn't fucking get tattooed.
The kid that I got kind of sucked too, but that's what I learned on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, look, Milton Zeiss sucked as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Milton Zeiss.
If you got a passion for it, though, you do what you can with what you got.
Milton Zeiss bought frames and stuff from other tattoo artists to rejects.
Yeah.
Right? He would buy all the rejects and stuff and put his name on them, and sell this shit, out of his catalog.
So funny.
Yeah, so I was tattooing out of my kitchen, I did about, I don't know, at this point I did probably about 60, 70 tattoos or something, and then I heard that there was a tattoo shop that was like the next county down in New York, and so I used to run from, we were in Orange County, New York, where me and the old man had our place. So I'd have to run down to the city, the Bronx Terminal Market, to pick up like cases of vegetables and all that shit for the place. And so I'd have to go, he was in like, the fuck is, I'm trying to think of the name of the town that it was, shit, right? it'll come to me. But anyway, on one of my trips down there, I stopped in town and I saw the tattoo shop. I'm going, oh man, and there was nobody there. There was a bunch of people waiting, but the guy was supposed to be open, but he wasn't, So hung around. I figured, all right, fuck it, I'll come back another time. So the next time I went down, I saw that the place was like closing down, like there was shit was packed in boxes and stuff. And I thought, if that's, maybe I could take over this guy's shop,
Yeah, good thinking, yeah.
Take it for myself. So it was close. So a few, like a half a block up, there was like a motorcycle shop, like motorcycle repair, Harley Davidson stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
They sold, whatever. So I went in there and I talked to the guy, behind the counter, I'm going, hey man, do you know anything about the tattoo shop? The guy who owns that, shop? The guy says, yeah, I do. It's mine. It's me,
Oh, convenient. Yeah.
His name is Dennis Breen is his name, and he had that shop, and but he was closing it up, for whatever fucking reason, and he was working at the motorcycle shop, like behind the counter, counter guy. So then we started to talk, and I was thinking maybe, I want to take over the shop if you're not going to be there, blah, 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 oh yeah, no, you don't want that place because that guy's an asshole, and blah, 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 blah,
Oh, landlord.
fucked up landlord.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, I come to learn later, that, the landlord was fucked up because he wanted to get his rent paid.
Yeah, he's fucked up. He wants to be paid.
What a jerk. God damn.
That's
But
funny.
anyway, me and him struck up a friendship, we had something in common, blah, 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 so then, we could become friends, so, But now he had the Spalding and Rogers stuff, so that's when I got introduced to that,
Mm-hmm.
So I never heard of Spalding and Rogers before, and then he showed me like the catalog that he had was like, oh well, now this is like
It is way different. Yeah.
There's color and there's pictures.
this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
What a step up. Yeah.
Holy shit! So he was the first guy that I actually knew another professional.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So now he learned to tattoo through this guy named Jack College. Now Jack College was, I don't know a lot about him, but he was a shitty tattoo artist. He was a scab vendor is what he was, and, but he taught Dennis how to tattoo for some outrageous amount of money, I'm trying to think, it was probably about $7,000. At the time, that was
That's
like,
a lot of money.
Yeah,
that was
college.
a lot of
Yeah.
I mean, you could buy a brand new car for $3,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And or you could buy a Corvette for about $6,000.
Right. Wow.
At that time, and but anyway, he had a bunch of Spalding and Rogers flash that was hand drawn by Paul Rogers,
Wow.
which I have in my attic someplace.
Wow.
I had like 97 sheets of it.
Wow. That was amazing.
Anyway, so we wound up both tattooing out of the kitchen tables, for a while.
So he did end up closing up that shop.
Yeah.
And then you stayed friends with him and you tattooed with him different places?
Well, we stayed friends, yeah. Then he broke up with his wife, and his wife threw him out. I got a phone call saying, hey, could you come and get me? Like, what? What's up? Diana's kicking me out, and blah, blah, blah. So it was like, it was a big fucking deal, like she's throwing his shit down the stairs. And,
I can see it. I see it in my head now.
It was one of those more animated breakups, So, he wound up living with me for a while, Yeah. Yeah.
So you would tattoo together at the kitchen table kind of thing?
Yeah, but he wanted to get divorced from his wife. This is a crazy, crazy deal at this time. Like, I'm gonna sidestep here a little bit,
Yeah.
At this particular time, me and me and my wife were breaking up. My brother and his wife was breaking up. My brother Mike's friend Bob Brown was breaking up with his wife, and Dennis and Dennis and his wife was breaking up, right?
Jesus.
Wow.
So, but the thing was, in the state of New York, it's fucking was hard to get a divorce
Really?
back then. Yeah. For one, you had to be, it cost you $1,000 to get to file, and you had to be legally separated for a year first, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And then you go through the divorce proceedings, and Lord knows how much that's going to cost. It was $1,000 to get the separation,
Wow.
and it was crazy. But in the state of Florida, it was easy, So my buddy's friend Bob Brown says, I'm going to Florida because they need carpenters real bad down there, and they're hiring them pretty much off the street, So I'm going and I'm going to get divorced over there, and my brothers went with them, they went and got a place,
Like a
get
divorce field trip?
Huh?
Divorce
A
field
divorce
trip.
Yeah.
field trip, yeah.
But you
You're
still
getting
got
divorced. Come out of Florida.
you got to be a resident, you got to,
Yeah.
you have to live there for at least 6 months. Now, what was required in the state of Florida, it cost you $350,
Yeah.
I think 250 of that was for running an ad in the paper for a month, stating that, the class or the little personal ads or whatever, stating that you are getting divorced and blah, blah, blah. I am divorcing this person. If they have any bullshit that they want to contest it, they can, this is the info.
Huh.
And then, you have to go to court, you have to bring a witness to testify that you've been a resident for 6 months, right? So we all went, and we were all everybody's
Yeah.
witnesses, and we
Yeah.
all did this shit to each, for each other. And and it was like the judge was like the same judge. The guy said, "You guys again."
You guys again? I don't offer punch cards, right? Buy 5 divorces, get one for free.
It was like we're everybody's. We're just different. We're just
different
places,
stand in different places. Yeah.
Yeah,
Funny. You guys again?
Yeah, right.
This was your first wife.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Well, what year was that around?
70,
About 1970, yeah.
70, 71.
Yeah.
So, no, it was 71, because this is just before I opened my first shop.
Gotcha, yeah. We're working our way up, then.
Yeah.
Working our way up.
It's at a very good pace, too.